Alright, welcome back to LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. We finally begin my personal favorite book, The Goblet of Fire. Where this is one of few movies that actually doesn't open on Harry in Privet Drive. Obviously the first three did at one point. Have like a scene in Privet Drive, but number 4, I believe 6, and through technicality 8, and when I say that I mean the 8th movie are I believe the only ones that don't use Harry's aunt and uncle's house as any form of setting, just on the grounds of they didn't need it, because like the thing with a lot of movies is they like to trim a lot of fat. One of the things they definitely cut from this movie was the entire scene with Privet Drive, where Harry was invited, and Hermione as well, because here she is, right there. There. Oh, gotta pull a Velma. There she is, right there. They were invited to I believe it's the 422nd Quidditch World Cup, in which it is a multi-nation tournament. It's basically the equivalent of the FIFA World Cup. I don't even know why I'm trying to make something up. It's the FIFA World Cup, but Quidditch. So, that's where we're going to. We're going to the Quidditch World Cup in style, via a portkey, which it's really just a inanimate object that is comes to take you from one place to another place, and it took them to a campground. Now, an interesting thing in the book, it was a Muggle campground that they did, and the owners of the campground were like, "This is very weird," because it was one of those things in their eyes. They're a campsite, school was about to be starting up soon, and all of a sudden there was an influx of families reserving this particular weekend, and to the point where they were turning people away because they couldn't check in. There was no campsites available. And it's not even like one of those things like, oh, I guess everyone decided to leave last minute. No. The tickets were like bought out in advance. That's how it was. So yeah, it's your typical major sporting event where you can't really do anything about it. But so one of those things, I think realistically, if it wasn't for this particular scene happening, they probably could have gotten away with removing it from the movie, because I mean, they did. In the book, they went into detail about the Quidditch World Cup, because one of the big things you see at least they showcase in the movies as well as in the book, because in the school league, they're not exactly high-scoring games. So they make it so if you catch the snitch in like the Hogwarts Quidditch tournament, then it's game over. Game over, that's regardless. But you also typically win the match for your team, because since you're students, very rarely is there going to be teams winning the game upwards of 150 points before the snitch gets caught, because everyone's like the same skill level. In this case, though, in the Quidditch World Cup, it was already, like, Fred and George would have won a ton of money if they were allowed to bet. I mean, they did bet, but they ended up getting messed. Now they got screwed over on their bet because of how the guy paid them. Paid them in what Leprechaun Gold, which basically disappears after a certain amount of after 24 hours. But they'd made a bet with another guy, with basically a bookie, saying, hey, we will bet that Ireland's going to win the game, but Crumb was going to catch the snitch, because that's how good of a seeker from Victor Crumb was, that he was going to catch the snitch. And that's exactly what happened. Was he caught the snitch, and it was like, I think the final score, like, I don't even remember. I think I even talked about it already, so I'm not too worried about it, but like, it was essentially a one-sided beatdown in favor of Ireland, and Crumb basically got the snitch to end the game and stop the bleeding, because that's what he needed to do. And yeah, Fred and George were happy because they got money, and they were going to use it to fund their joke shop. Didn't work out. Well, it didn't work out this time. Spoiler alert, for when we get there, it does work out for them in the end. And what am I missing for? Oh, back off, you Death Eater. Okay, well, I need this. Okay. Ooh, okay, let's get this. Hey. And now, where? There it is. Okay, that's number 7. Where's number 8? Because, no, that's not it. Did they hide it? Where have I not been? Okay, I know I've been in this direction. No. Because I know once I save the last Weasley, it's gonna go on to the next part. And I don't necessarily want that next part to start yet, because I want to find the 8th one. Because I know it's not in the next part. On the grounds that, they have a tendency to keep everything you need to find in one area. But no luck, so let's just get this piece of chicken. And knowing my luck, it's probably in this area that I have to get rid of this book to access. And what do you know? I was wrong. I said we were going to use the invisibility potion once. We used it twice. But then again, that's the only time you really need it. Yeah, there's number 8. Within that last movie where you brew it for the first time in the level. That's the only time you truly need to brew it, because when you have the free play mode, you'll have access to Harry Potter himself with his invisibility cloak, and you just turn him invisible and you take out the thing. So that's what you end up doing. You just take out the book from there. Alright. And now what's going on? Yep. Okay. Well, we know Harry MIA still. Now we can't find him. Ooh, suspicious man. Well, now they're all hunting for him. And we were told to stay here. So we will do just that. And by that we mean not at all. Alright. So, what's there to do now? This is how you know it's getting serious. The entire thing is burned down to a crisp. Harry is missing, and his portrait is animated, much like the players. So you know it's getting serious. Let's leap across. Alright, now what do I need to write? Destroy that to get them across. No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not relevant. That's what I need. Okay, 5 of those things too. Actually, I think that one's not even 5 pirates to put out. I think it's just 5 wizards to save. So there's one. Come on, someone help me. Excuse me. Is that number 2? Yes. No. Maybe. No, that's... Okay, yeah, no, that's 4. Something else that I need to do. But I want to launch these fireworks. 1. Okay. Mostly because, yeah. Nope, that doesn't do anything except give me more money. But I like money, so I'm not going to complain. Hermione, get the cat out of the bag. And what's that? Okay, a wagon wheel. And where do you... Oh, you belong probably to the... No, yep, you belong to the wagon. That's right there. Okay. Nope, that's not. That's right. Levitate everything in this game. Levitate everything in this game. Because that's how you do anything. Okay. What? Okay, you... What is this axe gonna be? Okay, yeah, that's gonna get me behind there, which... Put out another fire to save a... Not you. You. There's my second wizard of 5. I don't even know if I can get all 5 of them, but... I'll be darned if I don't try. Oh, yeah, because here's number 4. My guy just was like, I'm done. I live here now. I don't. Don't blame him. Well, in a weird way. Bunch of people known for, taking people out are, here. Best thing you can do sometimes is, play dead. Alright, get rid of you. And release the cat once again so I can dig this up. And, okay. Really? That didn't give me anything I needed? Alright. Okay, what are you gonna give me? Oh, you're gonna give me access to a handful of things. And by that, you're gonna give me access to 1 potion ingredient. And where I can find at least the second one. Hopefully. Of course, I say this and I go the opposite direction. Sounds about right. Anyway, there's the skeleton. Let's just let him be. Or Herbie, it's a skeleton, who knows. It's a Lego skeleton at that, so you can't even apply anything important. Alright, moving on. Leap, even though I didn't need to jump because it's perfectly fine. Here's wizard number 4, and I'm pretty sure wizard number 5 is trapped in that trunk. So, we can't do anything about that. So, in that case, drink up, and let's move on to the next part. Once I pull the chain. Wow. And done. Oh yeah, that's not good when the door falls apart. Yay, we found him! Hooray! Hey, it's the evil looking guy! Oh, and he just put the universal sign for Voldemort's followers to appear. They've trapped us. Time to fight. Alright. Hermione, you're taking care of this first part. Because I got 3 people, plenty of waves, so we're taking on everyone we can. Alright. Who wants to get the next one? Let's go... Ooh, okay. Well, take some of these guys out. Okay, Jenny, you are in the way. And I don't like the fact you're in the way. Alright, so let's flip to you. And... get rid of these final 3. There goes... Oh my goodness, these snakes aren't appearing. But the Death Eater sure did. So he's gone. Oh, there's the snake. Okay. Wait. 1. Come on. And... ahem, 2. There we go. 2 snakes down. Alright. Plenty of Death Eaters. Plenty of snakes. And yeah, we'll give Ron some time. Because I also did use Jenny quite a bit in that level, so... we'll give Ron some time in the sun. Because like I said, now, after this... Of course. After this... Like I said, after he lost Scabrous, he's essentially... worthless game-wise, because he doesn't really do anything helpful. Like, he doesn't... He can't help you dig, and all the spells he can use are the spells everyone can use, except for, you know, Harry and Ridiculous. But that's it. Which really does kind of put a damper on it, and oh! Someone's mad. We're here. Using magic, and hey, they're kids. They don't know this. They don't know the spell that would do that. And Harry's scar hurts because he sees... Oh, Voldemort's mark. Well, we got a house arrest. We took care of a gold brick. I didn't do anything really beneficial in the long run, but we made decent progress, and I think that's gonna about do it for this time. So until next time, see y'all then.